Hi, my name is Frank and I make music and I tell stories. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I make a lullaby for my daughter because she asked for one. I'm going to walk you through my entire creative process, all the way from coming up with an idea to recording a demo for the song. And then we're going to listen to the song together at the end. So I hope you stick around because it's going to be a lot of fun. I think you're really going to enjoy it. This is going to be a nightmare. The first roadblock I face is that I literally just changed the strings of my nylon guitar, which is going to be the main guitar in this song. But new strings mean I have to tune the guitar all the time. Once tuned, I start with this idea I've been playing around with these last few days. But that's about it. 3 chords with somewhat of a melody. Then what? I need to find a new direction for the other parts of the song. This kinda sounds like Shine On, You Crazy Diamond, so no. This is sounding familiar too.
Yeah, this is sounding a lot like... I don't want it to sound like that. That's a song about your child dying. That's why it sounded so familiar.
Okay, another tuning of these new strings, and back to the only part that I have that I like. The good news is that I'm starting to have an idea for the lyrics of this part that I assume is going to be like the chorus of the song. But I need more. So I move on to the piano like I always do when I feel stuck on the guitar. But still, nothing. My daughter has been playing piano herself for a couple of years and she loves making up lullabies. She asked me to record her playing one on my phone not too long ago. I'm going to play with it to see if it inspires anything. Maybe this lullaby is a collaboration between my daughter and me. As much as I like her song and I'm enjoying playing it, I think it's kinda lazy if she asks me to make her a lullaby and I go back to her with, "Here's the one that you made." So I give up on that idea. I believe that when you are creating something, in this case a song, that thing tells you exactly what it needs. You just have to give it to it. And I'm starting to think that this song wants me to keep it very, very simple. So I listen to what it's asking me, and I find an idea for what the verses of the song are going to be. I even think I have a melody for the vocals, but no idea what to sing.
It's time to close those big blue eyes.
Inspiration hits at the weirdest moments.
It'll be alright. And every morning when
This time it happened to me while doing the dishes that night.
I'll still be here till I will be here till the end of.
So the second I was done, I ran downstairs to write them before I lose them. You know how that works. Let's give them a test drive.
It's time to close those big blue eyes. Don't you worry, it'll be alright. I will be here till the end of time.
I'm still not sure how to sing them exactly.
But now the time has come to say goodnight. How I will
Okay, I got something, but I have no idea where to go next. This is not the first lullaby that I have ever written. In 2016, we had to give our cat Flanelle difficult news. She wasn't going to be Daddy's only girl anymore. Matilde, my daughter, was born in December of that year, and something I always knew was that I wanted to make her arrival into this world very musical. So I brought my guitar to the hospital, and while my wife slept at night, I started writing a lullaby. A couple of months later, while visiting my wife's uncle in Miami, I recorded a demo for that first lullaby in his studio. And in 2020, I included the final version in my second album, Whatever Happened to Our Tuesdays. I have always been really proud of this song, and for many years I sang it to Matilde every night at bedtime, and eventually she started listening to the recording herself when she went to bed, and I couldn't be happier to have created this moment for my daughter, this song. So I've set the bar pretty high for myself when it comes to writing a new lullaby. To figure out where to go next with this new lullaby, I need to move on to recording guitars. First, the nylon guitar. I use an AKG 214 and a 57 for guitars, but honestly, I think it's overkill. One mic should be enough for a demo, but hey, let me play with my toys. After recording the nylon, I doubled it with the Baby Martin. I love the sound of a nylon guitar and the Baby Martin playing the same thing. I strongly suggest you try it. Then comes the 12-string acoustic. Oh yeah, ignore my glasses. My son jumped on them and broke them. In his defense, I left them on the couch. In my defense, he shouldn't be jumping on the couch. So we are even now, I guess. But anyway, until I get new ones, I had to fix them with a hot glue gun. For the intro of the chorus, I just play the 12 on the downbeat of every chord to give it strength and texture. But for the verses, I strum it to go behind the finger-picked guitars. A couple of days later, and with my new glasses, I decide to re-record the nylon. And I also decide to re-record the Baby Martin. What happened was that while playing with the recording, while trying to find a structure for the song, it ended up being a mess. So now, knowing how it goes, I want to have as much as possible in one take. And in doing so, I found an idea for another guitar, but I'm not gonna play it with the nylon. I'm going to play it with my Epiphone EJ200, the dumbest guitar I ever bought. It's so big, but I really like it. Last thing I want to do for now is adding a dreamy music box kind of sound. I know my daughter is going to love something like that. Now I need to finish writing the lyrics of the verses, but I'm a little stuck. I feel like I already said a lot of what I wanted to say in the first lullaby. And I already said a lot of very similar things in the chorus of this new lullaby. I don't want to get too repetitive. I need to find inspiration. That's when I remembered the poem that my mom wrote for me. I have it in my box of memories. It's somewhere in here. There it is. So after many years, I give it a read, and I decide to go for a walk with my mom's words for me in my head to try to come up with ideas to write my own words for my daughter. But I hate filming myself in public, as you can see by my face. So while I go for a walk, let me tell you about my mom. When my grandparents died, my mom wrote a poem where my grandparents talk to a grandchild that they are never going to meet. And in that poem, they tell that grandchild how to find them, how to be in touch with them. That was in 1975, 7 years before I was born. And after my birth, my mom realized that unknowingly she had written that poem thinking about me because she always knew that she was going to have one more kid that her parents were never going to meet. So she changed the dedication to add my name to the poem. My sisters and I have been arguing for decades about the true inspiration and dedication and origin story of this poem. Is it me? Is it them? Who is it really? But my mom took the truth to the grave with her because she died 7 years before my daughter was born. But I don't care. I think this is clearly for me. So I am changing now the dedication yet again to add my children's name to it on behalf of my mother because I think it's very clear that they would have been my mom's favorite grandchildren. After coming back from the walk with a bunch of ideas for the verses inspired by my mom's poem, I grate flannel and I go straight to the studio to write them.
Find me. Look for me in the back of a star.
I'm starting to really love this song. For a moment, I thought it was going to be a collaboration with my daughter when I played the song she wrote on the piano. But now I realize it's a collaboration with my mom for my daughter. With the lyrics ready, it's time to record vocals.
If you want to find me,
But I haven't really sung this song yet, not really. So it takes me a couple of tries to figure out exactly what the leading vocal is.
if you want to find me, look for me in the rolling waves and the whispering pines in the woods. If you want to find me,
After many takes, I wasn't happy with anything I was doing, so I
look
came back a couple of
for
days later with a
me
fresh
in the
mind to give it another try.
rolling waves and the whispering pines in the woods.
If the leading vocals were hard to find, harmonies are going to be a nightmare.
Find me,
They are too low, too high, too pitchy.
for me
It's going
in
nowhere.
the back of
So once again, I decide to listen to what the song is asking of me and remember that from the beginning,
now
it was
it's time
asking me
to
to keep it
say
simple.
goodnight. If you want to find me,
I guess this song is not going to have harmonies, just a leading vocal layered a bunch of times with dreamy effects.
in the back of the star and the smiling face of the moon.
In the process of checking what I had done so far, I start thinking of what to do for the outro. A guitar solo is definitely not the way to go. Simple. This song wants to be simple. So I decide to repeat the formula of the first lullaby,
Dum da 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 dum dum.
in the outro, I just sang the melody of the song as a way for my daughter to have something she will not be able to forget many years in the future if she forgets the lyrics. And that way I can still be with her in the form of that song. But that is not working for me this time. I don't like it. Again, simple. How do I keep it simple?
Da dum dum da 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 dum.
I tried coming up with a music box solo, a simple riff to end the song, but that also didn't make me happy. In the end, the simplest thing was to use the same music box riff I have in the intro, and as the guitars in the outro slowly fade away, the music box loops a couple of times as my daughter hopefully falls asleep. And now, yes, finally, the absolute last thing I'm going to do. I'm going to add some sounds to accompany what the lyrics say in the second verse. When it mentions the waves and the wind in the trees, I added sounds that kinda remind me of that. And for the horses in the clouds, I added, well, galloping sounds. My daughter loves ASMR, and so do I. So the idea here is to have them panning and fading in a way that makes both sounds go around her head in a relaxing way. When you listen to this, maybe use headphones. I know she will. You do whatever you want. So why am I writing my daughter a new lullaby if I already made her one when she was born? Why is she asking for a new one now? Well, in the original lullaby, I sing this.
Someday I won't be by your side, but distance won't keep us apart. If you remember this song that I'm singing tonight.
What I was trying to say with that part of the song is that no matter where she is in the world and where I am in the world, someday in the future when she is an adult and she doesn't live with me anymore, that I will still be with her no matter where she is in the form of that song. But as Matilde got older and started understanding life a little more and she became aware of death, she interpreted that that part of the song says that someday I'm going to die. And that made her really sad and it made her cry. So she demanded that I write her a new lullaby. And here we are. And I couldn't be happier with the song that I've written for her, because not only in the song I make sure that she knows that I will always be with her no matter what, I also co-wrote this song with my mom, and I like that now my mom is also telling her that she will be with her always. Now that everything is ready, I'm going to print and frame the poem for my daughter and my son as well. That's for both of them. Then I add the song to her iPad, which she uses to listen to calm music at night. And I'm going to give her both the framed poem and the song. And I'm going to tell her the story of my mom and the poem, but not in front of the camera. That moment is just for both of us. You get the rest of the video and the song too. So let's give it a listen together.
If you want to find me, look for me in the back of a star and the smiling face of the moon. Tonight in my rocking chair, I'll be singing the songs that my mom used to sing, 'cause now it's time to say goodnight. Time to close those big blue eyes. Don't you worry, it'll be alright. I'll be here till the end of time. If you want to find me, look for me in the rolling waves and the whispering pines in the woods. We'll ride horses in the clouds, and I see myself in your face in the sun. But now it's time to say goodnight. Time to close those big blue eyes. Don't you worry.